Hey everybody, welcome to the July 29, 2022 edition of the Three Crowns Mixtape. This is where we drop hot takes on fintech and FinServe news and sprinkle in some marketing knowledge while we're at it. So, news from this week, story number one, Scion Investment Group has taken a full stake in Seven Group. Scion, alternative investments platform, Seven Group, automated marketing platform. Seems like a marriage made in heaven, maybe, just to deliver more marketing services to Scion's advisors. But we're seeing a lot of this, right, Zach? So what's your take on this suddenly maybe crowded space of like content libraries and marketing platforms?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that an alternative investments group would acquire a marketing group to begin with. That seems like an odd pairing. Like, you know, FMG acquired 20/10, but they were both in the marketing space already. And then also, like, white label content is white label content. We've got a lot of options out there, so we'll have to see how Advisor.io differentiates himself.
So. Yeah, and I think that is something that I like in this in this news. Seven Group is rebranding as Advisor.io, which like makes me think of Tron or something. I don't know. It's cool. It's kind of a cool name. Mm-hmm. Okay, story number two. LinkedIn carousel posts are now native. If you're a social media manager, tweet your thanks to Bill Gates. Finally, excited. you don't have to like create a PowerPoint and export it to a PDF and then upload into LinkedIn so you can get your little carousel images. You can just do it all at once. So I mean, you love carousel posts, right?
Whoa. Yeah. You know what this made me think is LinkedIn posts are already the most annoying things in the world to me, where people are like, today I quit my dream job, ... And then you have to click and like read through it one line at a time. And now it's going to just be the equivalent of that in these carousel posts, which people were already doing, but now they've just made it even easier. And it just, honestly to me, like if you're going to do it, make sure it's valuable, because this is a great way to fake engagement and get people to click stuff just to see what's going on there. But if you're gonna do a carousel, make sure it's valuable.
I mean that's a great point. Like the algorithm loves it, which is why they're rolling it in, because it's like, oh, so much engagement metrics are like off the charts. But it is weird how the different social networks, like they've adopted like their own voice, right? Like you're talking about the LinkedIn post. Everybody's seen those posts. It's like everyone's starting to sound the same on LinkedIn because everyone's trying to like write their posts in the same way.
Or they're having the same ghostwriter to write their posts for them.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. But speaking of ghosts, story number three, Choco Taco is gone.
Oh no.
They're discontinuing it. It's now Ghost Taco.
I've never had a Choco Taco in my life. What? And now I never will. I've had it seems like it's just a what are those things called? The drumstick. It's like a drumstick, but in a taco form. And I think it'd be better, because I hate, like, my least favorite part of the drumstick is trying to get to the cone. And this is sort of like wrapping the whole thing in the cone.
Obviously, like the Choco Taco was like the drumstick's final form, like you think of like Pokemon, how they evolve. If Pokemon were ice cream cones, Choco Taco would be like the top evolutionary chain level.
Yes.
So, anyway,
catch them all.
Yeah, good line. I love ice cream. I would catch all of them. But all right, story number four. I think that we're on. Riskalyze has named 3 new top executives. So super stoked for our friends at Riskalyze. This is great news. Got a major investment from HG Capital a couple months back. So everybody's been kind of watching them to see, what would happen, how would they kind of reorganize things for more growth, more scale. And so this is giving us a look into their strategy. They've got a new CMO, first chief marketing officer in history. That's Craig Clark. They've got Justin Boatman, who's a longtime Riskalyzer who had previously led marketing. He's now chief product officer. And then they've got a new chief technology officer, who is Josh Gray, coming over from Apex. So these are huge moves. Mostly we just want to say congrats to Riskalyze for this. This is pretty exciting.
Yeah, seems like a smart move. I'd say the risk number of this move is low.
Low risk.
I don't know. Is that like a 7?
A 7? Oh yeah, and it's a 1 to 100. So as far as like predicting that this will be successful, I think that's That's a pretty good low risk, high success.
We give it a 7.
It's got a GPA of 4 at least for sure. Moving on though, more fintech news. Future Proof Festival, probably the most anticipated unconference for financial advisors. This is coming out in September. Everybody wants to go to this. It's going to be incredible. They named their top 10 finalists for their fintech X demo stage, and we're pretty stoked because terrific companies all around, but we have a few that we work with. Skyence and Wealth Access are both on that list, so we want to give them a special shout out. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, congrats guys. This looks like it's going to be amazing. You're going to be at Future Proof, right?
I am going to be at Future Proof. What a nice little plug. So speaking of at Future Proof, I'll be there hosting Taco Tech, my podcast that covers fintech trends, along with Tori Hoppy from Holistic Plan. So we co-host it. We will be on the main podcast stage. So we're really, really excited about that.
Whoa.
We're going to make it a goal to talk to all 10 of those fintech X demo finalists.
Yes.
It's going to be great. Okay, last thing up, marketing morsels. Zach, I want you to dig in for us, right? Like, drop some knowledge. What are some metrics that matter for folks?
Yeah, so this last one is about 4 metrics that matter if you're doing a content audit. A content audit is about like looking at all your content and what's worth keeping, what's worth changing, what's worth dropping completely. And so this particular piece is talking about just some lesser thought of metrics that you might want to consider, because a lot of the time people look at a content audit and they go, okay, what's getting views, what's getting traffic to my site, what's the bounce rate like on these things. And so this one's just saying a few other things. Like one of the ones that I really liked was backlinks. Make sure you check out your backlinks even if something doesn't have views. Important. So important. And even if like something isn't doing well as far as views go, if it's got good backlinks, keep it in mind. Keep it on your website. But one of the things is the Flesh Readability Score, which is a really weird name. Their whole thing is look at your readability score and make sure that something is readable. The Flesh Readability Score is on a scale of 1 to 100. The higher the number, the more readable it is. So like anything 90 and above, and you know somebody with like a 5th grade education could read it. And they're saying don't go below 60, because then people might need to have done some college to be able to read what you're writing. And that just feels like, well, okay, depends on your target audience. So it just felt like this is something that you should take with a grain of salt, because if an advisor specializes in working with doctors or university professors or something like that, or even if they specialize in a specific type of benefits for like federal employees, you're going to be getting pretty technical with that stuff. And that would probably get a low readability score.
True. I mean, I think the advice here is there's a time to be super technical. There's a time to be super friendly and make complex things not technical for people. But what's important is know who your audience is and write to them. Like, write for humans. Don't write for SEO criteria. Like, if you make it friendly for people, it's going to be better.
Yeah, I actually ran a couple Kitsis articles through a readability test, and it was like 40 to 60. So of course they're writing for an advisor audience. So it's probably pretty technical stuff. Yeah.
All right, everybody, that does it for us for this week's Mixtape. We'll be back every Friday with more of this. So keep up with those fintech trends and FinServe news. See you next time.